It was a mental health crisis that took me out of college the last time, and it was once again a mental health crisis that almost took me out of college again. I 100% thought, I ardently believed that I would never suffer another manic episode. I was mistaken. I did experience another manic episode. What's up, everyone? Tyler Adolfo here. For those who are new to my channel, I'm 27 years old and I have a diagnosis of bipolar type 1 with psychotic features. A diagnosis which took me out of school for a multi-year period in the aftermath of a manic episode some years ago. And I had this 4-year recovery period where I've been working on building up the resilience, working on my diligence and commitment in order to get into a position where I can return to school and be successful, be competent while maintaining stability. And that's exactly what I did, or so I thought. I ended up returning to college this fall semester. I'm studying communication and pre-law. The start of the semester was incredibly strong. I was kind of surprised at how well I was doing. I was acing each of my classes. I was attending every class, and I was looking forward to each and every day. Things took a turn once October came around, and kind of what happened, it was a twofold situation. Firstly, is I was actually starting to get a little bit burnt out to the point where I started to balance and prioritize other things over my schooling. And not to the point where I wasn't doing assignments or I was neglecting to study properly, but I was putting things off last minute and procrastinating something that I hadn't been doing, which in turn augmented my worry. I was now more worried about whether or not I'm going to get this assignment done on time, or wow, I can't believe I waited till this last minute to start this assignment. And ultimately, that overwhelming feeling started to take a toll. It started to induce me with racing thoughts. I started losing sleep to the point where I was awake for days at a time. And it was under this circumstance that I finally began to miss class. And while I was missing class in the early stages of this hypomania, dealing with racing thoughts, dealing with lack of sleep, and having all this energy but being unable to focus it on what I needed to focus it on. That's something that I kind of had forgotten about from my previous mania, where I would make these long checklists, these issues outstanding lists of tasks that had to be accomplished in a set period of time, and I would get nowhere close to completing any of them. It was kind of like that in a sense. I wasn't doing the whole checklist thing, but I was setting out a long list of priorities and not getting to the bottom of them, not completing them to the degree of competence that I needed to. So the second thing, because I mentioned this was a twofold thing. Second thing is that my mom has been in and out of the hospital, and it's been very challenging. There was one period where she went for, I believe, about 4 days, came home, was home for only about 2 days, and then had to go back. And as of today, she's out of the hospital, thankfully, and she's actually attending an appointment to discuss the prospects of a liver transplant. I'm not sure what the chances are of them doing that, just because she has so many problems wrong with her health-wise that doing one thing can have negative consequences on another, or can exacerbate problems with this other organ. And because she has bad kidneys, she has a bad liver, and just all kinds of issues. I'm not going to go into all her personal health problems, but the point is that she's been struggling health wise, and that's had an effect on me because she's my mother and I want her to be okay. A big part of why I'm doing this and why I'm going to school in the first place is because I want to make her proud. I want to be able to cross the finish line, graduation, and have her see me graduate with a college degree, to know that her hard work and diligence and commitment towards raising me all paid off and that it was worthwhile. And I know she'll love me no matter what. She'll love me unconditionally no matter what. But I feel like I owe it to her to do this, to keep on going, to keep persisting. So I met with my psychiatrist and I was diagnosed with an acute mixed episode. So a combination of hypomania and depression. That's something that I would say is relatively new to me. At least this is the first time I've been diagnosed with a mixed episode. I'm sure I've had previous times in my life where I've experienced a mix of hypomania and depression. I'd be surprised if I hadn't. But it happened prior to any of my diagnoses relating to bipolar disorder. So it was in a different time period. And I really want to emphasize that things have improved now. Don't worry, it's not like this has totally derailed my semester and I'm back at ground zero. The systems I've had in place entering the semester have actually been extremely effective. And what I mean by those systems is that I have a caseworker that I see. I have a therapist that I see, a counselor on campus. I have a psychiatrist that I see. And was able to monitor and mitigate the severity of the situation by collaborating with these different partners in treatment. And we were able to kind of find a middle ground position where I could continue to still go to school full time. Well, ultimately what we decided is that I ended up dropping a class that I had a 98 in, which I wasn't too happy about, but I can understand the logic as to why that was a necessary decision. It's because it's a very heavy focused course on writing, and I'm talking like 20-page essays, multiple 20-page essays over the course of the semester. It's just incredibly tedious and time-consuming relative to my other classes, probably more time-consuming than the other 4 classes I've taken combined. So I dropped that course, and I'm going to take it a different semester because there's no need to take it this semester specifically. As long as I take it before I graduate, I'll be chilling. So now I'm focused on my other 4 classes, kind of just getting caught up with things. I'm actually mostly caught up. It's like one class that I have an assignment that I got to do, and then I will be fully caught up. But it took a little bit to get caught up, and I'm very grateful that my professors were, for the most part, accommodating. They were sympathetic to my situation for the most part. And as a result, I was able to formulate a plan to get myself back in the classroom, to get myself back on track for assignments. So, folks, the point being, this semester is still going strong. This semester is not finished. I'm not giving up. I'm not surrendering hope. I'm still going to keep pressing on. I'm still going to keep trying. And I'm going to get that degree. As far as YouTube goes, I haven't been uploading really just because it's a combination of what happened and also just I've been so super committed to my education. I've been buried in books. And I think that uploading on YouTube again could actually be beneficial to myself. It could be an opportunity for me to find balance and escape that feeling of being overwhelmed at times. And I love interacting with each and every one of you. So it serves as, in my view, I know this might sound a little weird, but almost like a coping mechanism to deal with the stressors going on in life. It's a way for me to vent, put my thoughts out into the world, and to see if others can relate, if others can sympathize. I know some of you have been following my story for quite some time now and are curious as to how I was doing, so I wanted to provide this life update. That's really all I got right now. I had a hypomanic episode. It nearly derailed my semester, but I'm healthy now. I actually had a medication adjustment as well going up on my Vraylar. And so far, things have been good. I've been able to get back into class. I've been able to get mostly caught up on my assignments. I'm almost fully caught up. And let me talk a little bit about in class. So one thing I'm very proud of is that I've actually been getting lots of compliments for my presentations from professors. Those of you who know me know that I love public speaking. I have a passion for public speaking and any form of creative expression, especially when it's one-to-many communication. It's just an environment where I thrive because I've cultivated and built up skills over the years and kind of crafted a skill set that allows me to succeed in any type of speaking environment. And school has provided endless opportunity to present, whether it be more extemporaneous speaking opportunities where we're just introducing ourselves before the class, or more formal presentations where we're given a research topic and then we present it to the class. In either case, I'm happy in both situations. The actual campus, it's a lot smaller than my former school, UMass, but it's still big enough. It took me a while to find certain things. It took me a while to find the dining hall on campus. We have a Starbucks on campus, and they charge like $6 for a large iced coffee, which is absurd to me, but I still, without fail, buy one every day that I am on the campus. So I really got to get out of the habit of doing that. It's a much better deal to just go to a dining hall, get a meal, and as much refills on coffee as you want. And it's just trouble navigating and putting it in place between classes, finding the opportune time to actually do so. I think one thing I got to do better is taking advantage of the time allotted, taking advantage of the time that I actually have available. In the wake of this hypomanic episode where I wasn't sleeping, I have now arguably been oversleeping, and that's one of the unhealthier coping mechanisms that I've developed in the aftermath of this, and it's resulted in me having less time to maybe hang out with friends on my video games, on Call of Duty or what have you. It's resulted in less time to bury myself in books and get caught up with schoolwork quicker, and just resulted in me having less time in general for things that are productive and beneficial to myself in the long run. I'm not even going to mention less time going to the gym because I haven't been going to the gym anyways. I think the last time that I went was probably July. I could be wrong on that, but if I had to guess and bet my money on it, I would say it was July that I last went to the gym. I got to work on that too, because I know that getting into the gym, the periods of my life where I went consistently are the times where I felt the most content. The times where I went to the gym are the times where I've been the most stable. The times where I went to the gym are the times where I've been the most productive. It allowed me time management. It actually gave me more energy, believe it or not. Going and doing an hour of cardio gave me more energy to tackle the rest of my day. So instead of laying down in bed for 3 hours, do an hour of cardio, maybe grab an iced coffee as a reward on the way home, come home, chill with my cat for a little bit, watch an episode of Anger Management with Charlie Sheen. My mom and I recently got into watching that show. It's pretty good. But I digress. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down below. I will be uploading more consistently going forward. It's been 2 months since I last uploaded a video, so thank you to anyone who's still been hanging around there and who tunes into this. It means the world to me. I just wanted to provide this update on, how this semester's been going so far, because I feel like y'all deserve the life update. Peace, yo.